Folks, hope everybody doing real good. Country ham breakfast on the menu this morning. We're going to fry us up some country ham, make some good old red-eye gravy. I got a couple of slices here. I'm going to show you how to process that and get it straightened up in a manner to where it'll cook and behave halfway decent. And then we got some coffee and water back here to put together this red-eye gravy. That's all it goes in there. You can finish it with a little butter if you want to, but I'm not going to do that today. And the problem when you cook just one or two slices of country ham, you don't get enough of the natural sugars built up on the bottom of that skillet to make too much red-eye gravy at all. You might get a tablespoon or two. It just ain't enough. So to enhance that and to help it along, when this is almost done, I'm going to sprinkle it with a little bit of brown sugar and let that kind of caramelize and stick in the bottom of that skillet to end up with a decent amount of red-eye gravy to sop with. We got some canned biscuits back there. We're going to put the ham on when it's done, and then we'll have the red-eye gravy to sop with. Also, too, when you fry this country ham up and set it off to the side, it has a tendency to get kind of dry and tough. I'm going to show you a way to keep that from happening so it's a little more tender and pleasurable to eat on. Gonna need a little bit of black pepper. I like to sprinkle a little bit of that on there while it's cooking. We got a couple of eggs I'm gonna fry up, and mater over here we'll slice. What else could you possibly want for breakfast? Let's get to cooking. Used to work with this country ham is some kitchen shears, and I've soaked this for about 15 minutes to get some of the salt out. The longer you soak it, flush out water a time or two, you can get more and more salt out of this. I always like to get some of it out. So what happens when you get this in the skillet and start frying, this fat band that's around here starts twisting and drawing up and carrying on, and you can't get this to lay flat enough to get that caramelization we talked about earlier. So what I always do is I go in here and I clip these bones plumb out, because these are definitely going to draw up and cause a lot of aggravation. So I just get that right on out of there right off the bat. And then these natural joints that are in here, I just cut along them and then slice through that fat band, just like that right there. You see, here's another natural joint right around this bone. I'm going to trim a little bit of this fat off of him. Especially this rind, this hard rind right around the edge. That definitely does a lot of twisting. There we have it. We got our little ham bits here ready to go in the old cast iron. This does work best definitely in a cast iron skillet. We're going to get old Matilda fired up here, about a medium-high heat to start with. We're going to get a little high smoke point cooking oil in. And these bones that we cut out, they're going in here. We're going to fry them off in here because there's some flavoring stuff in them bones we want to get. And when they start sizzling up pretty good, we'll drop that ham in. We're over about a medium-high heat to start with, and this mostly to get the water that's in the country ham to evaporate pretty quick. And then as it cooks and browns, we'll just slowly keep reducing the heat till you're down to a low when some good caramelization really starts building up on the bottom. That way you don't burn it, and you'll smoke yourself out of the darn house if you don't cut that heat back. Yeah, put some pepper on it. You can see down in there that the sugar's coming out of that ham, just starting to caramelize. That right there is what makes you a good red-eye gravy. You can see it's starting to smoke. We're going to reduce this heat down. We're about to a medium-low now. Let this work here a few more minutes, and we'll get us a little brown sugar in there. Get us a little brown sugar on here. A little sprinkle or two. Country ham looking pretty good. We got it browned off pretty nice. We're going to set it over here in some foil. Put a little water on him. And wrap this up. Let this sit there and steam on the set for a few minutes while we get this red-eye gravy together. And what we're going to do here is we're going to pour this fat off of him. Leave behind just a little bit. You can see all that fond and those crispy bits down there in the bottom. That's what makes a good red-eye. Get us about a quarter cup of water in here, and we're going to let that bubble there a minute or two. We're going to pour a little coffee in. Now this coffee adds a little bit of earthiness and a touch of bitterness, and however much you put in there is a personal preference. Put me about a tablespoon and a half in there. Got about, I think that's about a third cup of water that went in. Let's give this a taste. You see, it looks a little thin. We'll let it bubble down here a minute. That's pretty good. That's a good amount of coffee. We're just going to let this sit here and concentrate and reduce about a minute while we get these eggs finished up. And we'll lay these in here. Let that red eye pick up some of that flavor out of them bones while it's bubbling down. Got these old roasted bones have done what they needed to do. We're just gonna pour this over into a little serving dish, a little sopping dish. And there's that good old red-eye gravy. It's plate up. Breakfast time. Let's look at this ham. See what it's talking about. Now you can see a little bit of steaming we've done. See here how this is now tender and dried out. It's gonna be extra good. It is extra good. Ooh, got some good old sliced tomato. Gonna be some good eating. Let's give this a try. Boy, that's good. Got a good amount of red out here too. Delish. Outstanding. That's it, folks. Some old country ham biscuits with some of that red-eye gravy. Till next time. Peace.